Purity and Shulak. Hey. Purity and Shulak, episode 23. Take one.
Hello. Oh. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi guys. My name is Shulak. I'm just here as a support system. This outfit is hers. So let's make her shine.
No. Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Purity and Shulak. I'm Purity Mbugwa.
And I'm Shulak Mbogo. Welcome to P&S. The Jordan episode 23.
Episode 23.
Yeah.
Able to pay background.
Jordan. Mike Jordan.
Oh.
The famous one.
Okay.
Alikuwa anavalia namba 23. Ndio ilikuwa jersey namba yake. So even when people are turning 23, they say it's the Jordan year. Just to associate. Ni associate ama pronunciation yangu associate. Kizungu kwa kinipiga chenga kwa hii flat. Associate.
Yeah.
Kizungu meniibisha kwa hii platform yako. This is second time. But anyway, when people are turning 23, wanasemanga it's the Jordan year. Ndo associate na hiyo greatness. Yenye ilikuwa nje. But hiyo sasa.
Okay. Now I know. Now I know.
The Jordan episode.
The Jordan episode.
Maybe itakuwa one for the books. You never know. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. Nice
Who
one.
knows?
Nice one. I am happy to be back on set.
Yeah.
Hope your week has been good.
Imekuwa tu. Niko na purukushani kidogo, but it has been good.
A busy one.
Hectic one, acha tuanze. A busy one. Productive one. And also I got a bit distracted somewhere in between hapo. During in the middle of the week mali tu hapo.
Mine has been intense.
But it has been fun pia. Imekuwa fun pia. Imekuwa na highlights zake. You remember on Friday? Ile siku nilikwambia ilikuwa one for the books.
Oh yes.
I had one experience 3 times. Ilikuwa kama dosage. Hiyo siku nimepashwa.
Ulifanywa nini? Ulipashwa?
Nilipashwa mara 3 asubuhi. Encounter yangu ya kwanza asubuhi pashwa na saviwa attitude. Ya pili tena nikaroshwa maneno. Na ni zile tu za kuinject yani. Then as the door was coming to a close again, the guy reports to send it all. Niko zile za
siku ni mrefu.
Niliingia kwa nyumba nika nililala at least nika feel yes.
Okay. Na ukuniambia utanipea details.
Nitakupea story vizuri.
Niacha hanging.
I'll give you the details.
Yeah. Mine has been intense work-wise. Cha tuseme hivyo. So ni ile tu unasikianga by the time Friday inafika your body is shutting down. Yeah. So but it's been a good one. Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yes. Hope you guys have been good. Welcome to today's episode. Hii episode ya leo sidhani iko na title.
It feels like it's a ranting episode.
It's a ranting episode.
More of trying to find a solution.
Yes.
That we both don't have. Which is basically bad days.
Yeah.
Getting through your bad days. Ama bad weeks, bad months.
When you have no energy. Nothing is giving really. The headspace iko.
You're able to show up for other things.
Yeah.
But you're not able to show up for yourself. Partly. Na pia una feel too tired kila time. Mimi, I've never found the cure to that or the solution to that. I still struggle my way through. Napata umelegeza, then you wake up, go to work. At times unapata una overperform.
Yeah.
Then you come back, the moment you lock the door
Una shut down.
amka asubuhi ndo unang'ang'ana ni outfit gani utapiga pasi, yani it's
Mm.
just a lot. I've never quite gotten the formula to get through it.
Normally I see with work because kuna ile structure, and because also it's some sort of, you're also being held accountable. I feel inaifanyanga inakuwa easy to do what, to show up even when you don't feel like showing up. So the fact that you signed a contract somewhere, like you committed somewhere, and the fact that maybe at the end of the month unapata kitu, and the fact that okay, so kama hii yangu it's sustaining, like ukikosa kwenda job
wewe kuisha,
yeah, what are you doing? So I think hiyo inasaidianga mtu hiyo kushow up even when you don't feel like showing up. It's interesting, tumeanza hivyo, nilikuwa nasoma Mdoe, Mdoe Swale. I don't know that it's the truth, ama najua mtandao pia. Apparently he didn't show up for a bulletin. And so he was suspended.
I had come across that story. Ilikuwa last month ama ni
mimi nimeiona leo. I saw it
today. Nilikuwa nimepatana na kitu kama, I had come across a story like that. Which was not verified, but kulikuwa na hizo, but no, behind every rumor
there is always some truth around it.
It's been long since to watch the news, so hata hatuwezi jua kama ako.
Yeah, squeezy, we don't keep
we
up.
Really.
We don't keep up as much. So unaona hiyo, I think with work that's what makes it a bit easy.
I also feel it's because of the repercussions. They are going to be bad.
Yeah.
The repercussions are going to be bad.
Yes.
So regardless, things have to run.
You have
regardless
to show up.
of whether you are having a good or a bad day.
Yeah.
So I feel like we fear the consequences.
Yes.
And that again goes to show how much we prioritize the companies we work for, the organizations we work for. And also how much you prioritize other people, because you find yourself even showing up for other people, but you're not showing up for you.
Yourself.
So tunapata the other person knows that, if you're showing up this way for me, that means on your end, you really do show up. But it just goes ahead to show how we really don't prioritize ourselves as much.
But also, I think if something is also putting food on the table, like unaonanga ile, if you had an option, you would do otherwise, ama you would choose a different path. Lakini kama hauna, you have to show up.
Yeah.
So I think your reliance and knowing that this is sustaining me at this time, so I really have to.
And if it goes away, that's the end for me.
It's going, yeah. So now you have to show up. But also I've found out for me, on days when I do not want to show up, unajua kuna ile siku nakwanga you're done, it's morning, it's like okay, ni asubuhi tena. I show up for the people who have entrusted me. Naona kama your job, you have been entrusted. Sindo, somebody
kuna mtu wako mahali anajua as long as uko pale vitu zina run smooth.
Vitu zitarun. Kuna the organization in itself pia imekuentrust. But now leave alone even that, I do it for the people who have consistently showed up for me in life. Wale watu wameniaminia for me to get to this point. So tuseme hata kama ni hiyo job and I'm feeling no energy, I'm like an investment was made. So ulifunzwa, ulisomeshwa, like something was put in for you to get to this point, so I am going to show up for that. So badala ya showing up for myself per se, I am showing up for the people who
invested in you,
who
basically.
have invested
and put
in
their
me,
trust in you.
Put my exactly over time believed in me. Afu pia unaonanga kuna wale watu wanakuchochanga yani. now I show up for those people in that way. So that then it becomes, okay, since I don't know, since I mean I got to this point, I better just show up.
Instead of letting yourselves again sleep.
Lakini pia hata job unapatanga like
productivity
amekuaminia tu.
Unapatanga hapo productivity iko at its peak yani.
Yeah, because now you really push yourself.
Which again goes to show that showing up for these other things is usually not a problem.
No.
Because in very rare cases ndo una feeling unless there is drugs involved ama kitu tu mental yani una feeling mtu amesema siendi job na siendi
ama you sick or something.
But unapatanga you just drag yourself, you put on your best outfit kwanza hiyo siku.
But that's something that works for me.
You look sharp, no, at least you take away the attention. No one will notice that
you're off.
So no one will be there sympathizing with you, because again the moment umeonyeshwa sympathy wewe tena you start feeling like your whole life is just crumbling down at a very fast pace by the way. Mimi unaona kama for instance today mimi sikuwa nasikia kutoka kwa hiyo kitanda. Like I woke up, it really took me time to get out of bed. Then I'm like it's a weekend, yes, but you've woken up late. I was supposed to get up early. There's a book I'm currently reading. It's bulky, so I wanted.
Kitabu ni kubwa.
It's bulky. Nataka kuimaliza.
What kind of book is it?
It's fiction.
Fiction.
Yeah, it's a fiction-based novel. It's about a group of friends. Their growth, vile walipatana kole. Then they go switching careers. Then they all have different personas. Hiyo kukosana nini. It's quite an interesting.
Also now it's just them navigating friendship in their own. Okay.
It's called Little Things. And remember, I have to return the book in a certain period of time. Ndio nisilipe more. But sasa mali nimefika, I'll just have to pay more. Hiyo kitabu ni bulky. I can't even carry it to work. Just sasa hata kusoma so much.
Can I bring it?
Yeah, you can. It's called A Little Life, but it's bulky, guys. It's bulky.
Is it A Little? A
Little Life. This is the book.
A Little Life.
And remember,
that's a big book.
If you open like maybe one page, iko kama hapa, yani iko stuffed, yani iko stuffed na words. Si zile vitabu watu una scanning hivi kama umesoma mbio. This is what I'm currently. The pages. Iko na pages ngapi? I'm currently at page. I'm currently at page 237. And it has, nakumbuka pia kizungu imetumiwa hapa ni ngumu. You feel
700.
I have like a whole 500 pages to go through. Yani it's too bulky.
Yeah, that's a big book.
Alafu it's a good book, unataka kumaliza. So supposed to wake up early, go through like 2 chapters, juu pia chapters zake ni
yeah, it's detailed.
Yeah, it's too detailed.
Bulky.
I don't guess can sema 500 pages. Compare na other books, like even the Memoir You Got Me. 500 is not too much for that book. It's not that detailed. But sasa hii hata font yake you really have to focus. No umeamka late. And you're like, you have two recordings to do today. Actually it's 3. Like it's on a Sunday. You're like siko nimekata snippets. I wanted to write music today. Sasa na maisha yako vile I really had to drag myself out of bed.
And show
breakfast nini. Funny enough, by the time I was getting to do the first recording, I was not slowly picking up. By the time tulikuwa done, then came back, started doing this one. Kidogo tena nisharudi, hata nishaona kumbe hata siku imekuwa productive. Zile vitu nilikuwa na stress over, ni manage kufanya within a period of 1 hour. Like the snippets nini. So kilimebaki tu ni make sure I put in a chapter before I go to bed.
Okay.
You say it, so it's evident hii kitabu ndalipa more kuliko vile kwa sisi rudisha na ile period
you had really promise.
But now back to my point. After your first step, getting out of bed, breakfast, shower, pray, then just kwanza tu
proceed with your day.
Kidogo mwili ishapata hiyo momentum. And this always works every time for some reason. Because even with work, what happens is you've already made the first step. Umeamka, umeshower,
umedress up,
umehave breakfast ama maybe hata umeskip, but umetoka umeingia kwa hiyo basi. Your mind is already set.
Yeah.
So unapatanga by the time you say you are two good mornings pale, and then get to your computer, you're already in work mode.
That is so true.
So for me, taking that first step is usually the hardest. You have already come to the realization that nikiamka kama si feel poor, automatically kwa kichwa najiambianga it's already a bad day.
Yeah.
Then you start thinking, niko na stuff mingi ya kufanya. I really have a lot on my plate. Then unaangalia a lot on your plate after ushashika momentum, unamaliza within the normal duration. Una realize, yes, it's okay ku keep time, but again time is also an illusion kivyake. Umenipata? Unaweza sema juu hujamka mapema hauta manage
kufanya
kila kitu liko kwa bucket list. Then ukishaanza unapata umeflow na umemaliza kila kitu liko kwa hiyo bucket list before the end of the day.
It's true. And I think the moment umeingia kwa hiyo headspace, vile tu umesema, at times for me I find myself stressing about stuff. Uko like ikitu, it feels like it's going to take like a whole
eternity,
day.
Yeah.
There's a time I was complaining like I have so much to do. So this colleague of mine was like, break it down for me. Na nini unafaa kufanya? Nikakwamia number 3. I'm like, ngoja, I think kuna kitu nakosa. Like, because in my head it feels like it's a lot. But the moment you start to break it down, the moment umeanza kama vile umesema, inakuwa very easy.
But ukishaji program na kama vile mimi nataka kuwa nimemaliza vitu zangu by half day. You know, by half day you are done.
Yeah.
It's now your time to relax. Sasa unaanza kufeel hii masaa hapana. Sifai kuwa na then you end up kama ni ya weekend na huko unaenda mahali, unaweza jipata umespend a whole day in bed kwa simu. Unasha TV. Unakaa unajaribu kulala. Then unajiuliza, okay, 5 hours iko enough ku complete kila kitu. But since again usha set mind, I need to do this e time. Sasa inaanza kukaa impossible.
Kama hiyo time ikipita, now you can't do it.
Yeah. Then nimesema yes, tunasemanga mapema ndo best. Yes, ndo slogan ya hii generation yetu sasa. We always say mapema ndo best, si ndio? But again, you realize that hata kama mapema ndo best, ukikosa ku stick to it, time is also an illusion kivyake.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that just because you woke up late doesn't mean that now you can't get through the day. Utapata umecomplete within the same time ungetumia ku complete
kuifanya. I remember there was a time ulikuwa na hii challenge if I don't wake up in the morning and go to the gym, siendi gym.
Nishaji waste.
Then kidogo it's like I think hata Shrek played a role kwa hiyo. Iko like, lakini ushaamka, uko na time bado. You can still go do an hour.
You still work out for that. Regardless hata ungeamka, work out 1 hour or 15 minutes.
Just go and do it. Then come back.
Bad days.
Lakini it's interesting how ukiweka hivyo. I was having a conversation some time back. I'm the kind of person who this is not a good thing. I don't always make my bed. But also I'm not a bad sleeper. Pasi. Mi nikilala, vile nimeingia nilale, hivyo ndivyo nita. So like my bed, if my bed is made, is already made. Vile tu nita
slide
like
in.
How I wake up is how I'll just wake up. So your bed si ati. So this friend of mine, we were talking, ako like, but you should be making your bed every morning. I'm like, come on. Akaniuliza, kwani how long does it take you to do that? Yo kuvuta hivyo, how long does that take you? 2 minutes or less?
About less. Kwanza kama yako ni less.
Yangu ni rahisi.
Just reading it.
Me, I just need to
no wendo usha.
And I move on. And nikitu, it's something imenisaidia allocating time to activities. So tuseme nimetoka job, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I want to take a shower, do a routine, eat, not sleep immediately. unaona all that at times unakuanga like sasa nitaimaliza kufanya hizi vitu zote, but the moment umekaa umeangalia aya kushawa ita take how long. Like the moment you start allocating time to stuff, it stops amplifying the magnitude yenye mtu anakuanga amejiwekea kwa kichwa.
Sina kangani kama life yako iko in chaos. The first step, that's usually the hardest thing. The first step. And na what do we call it? Kujipiga viboko. Being too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
So the rest of your day is spoiled just because you snoozed maybe an alarm or two. Thing. Ama maybe ulimwaga kitu. As in, it's just psychology. But one person who hands down. Najuanga anakuanga routine yake inakuanga ever on point is our grandmother. And I try to learn from her. Wale guys, this woman does not have a bad day in her life. Okay, she has bad days, but what I'm trying to say is she never has a day like
where she's going to stay in bed
a lazy day. Exactly.
The whole day, because
mind you, she has no clock ati alarm clock ya kumuamsha. Yu tumia kagari kama maziwa, anajonga hii gari ya maziwa upita hapa
at this time.
She'll get up, that's like at around 5:45. Then she'll stay in bed up to around 6:30. 5:45 ameamka. Sasa akaya ngoje kuclear kidogo. Amke, go milk the cow, wash the dishes of the previous night. Make her breakfast. Eat, ye lazima akule regardless. Regardless kama ako na stress ama ana. Aende shamba. Akae. Saa 7 automatically atajua. Because again in the village lazima hata huku utajua tu saa 7 watu mjengo ndo wanaenda nini lunch ndo watu utapata tu mtu anatoka kwa biashara yake ndo analetewa food. Comes back home. Eats. Ama times atakulangi. Lunch napanga mostly ni but kama atakula. Then she takes a nap. She takes a nap up to around from 2 to 4. A siesta tu ya 2 hours. At 4 she gets up. Anaenda nakatia mbuzi zake majani. Anarudi. By 7 ashakula supper. She's in the house. Anawatch news. Anawatch news the 7. Kama hakuwa na mgeni atakuwa kwa nyumba hiyo time, si ndio? Ameswitch kutoka kwa kitchen. Watch hizo news the 7. Wait for news the 9. She'll sleep on the couch, watch news the 9. Zikiisha, that's when she goes to sleep. Ever. Regardless of what is happening in the family, regardless of what is happening in her personal life, that's her routine.
It is impressive.
Hiyo ni discipline nyingine. Na tukianza mwaka, we were talking about the goals we are setting up for this year. And I remember saying, I don't want this to apply only for this year, but I want it to be lifelong. That regardless, I show up.
You show up,
Since to reality, I'm having a bad day, so I'll snooze 3 of my alarms. It really hurts baadaye. It really hurts. You wake up. Kama ni hiyo gym enda. That's something I'm trying to do. Jota nimekuwa nikistruggle pia kuamka. You just snooze, you're like, nitaenda jioni. Again, procrastination inaanza kukam. You start procrastinating your routine. You're like, since if I don't wake up at this time, since if I don't hit the gym at this time, it does not mean that sasa my day is wasted. I'll just wake up at the normal time. Maybe 30 minutes to the time I'm supposed to be out of the house, do everything in a hurry. Then I'll hit the gym in the evening. In the evening you are wasted. You're like, it's on Monday. If I skip on Monday, I can recover on Saturday. Sasa that's one thing I want to get off my mind kabisa. If I could be able to have a routine like hers, like
that would be perfect.
At times when I go there, you just find her distraught. Ayuko tu yani. She's complaining, but as she's complaining, she's doing the dishes.
She's complaining and doing it.
She's complaining, she's cooking supper. You guys eat. The following morning unapata routine yake ameipiga kawaida. There's nothing like ati I'm going through a bad day. And that's the difference between their generation and our generation.
Oh yes.
For their generation, things have to move regardless. For our generation, I'm having a bad day, so I'm going to let myself have a bad day. And that means going off course.
Yes.
Keep learning.
na
which is not supposed.
unaacha kufocus na the things that really matter. Then by the time like you're not falling, by the time
veering off.
Yeah, you're veering off, you unaendanga kabisa
na the road back up inakuanga
the toughest. But sijaona mahali structure imefail mtu. You see how you're saying a routine. I have not seen anywhere where structure has failed, because organizations run because they have a structure.
Exactly.
Hata ukiangalia shule, primary, high school, campus is a bit,
up
especially
to high school.
Secondary. Ni ile unajua mnaamka hii time, mnafanya hivi, prep, go breakfast, do your morning duties where you're supposed to clean, anza class officially. I have not seen anywhere where structure fails.
And you used to wake up regardless of what is going on.
Utaamka.
You have a bad day, hiyo ndo siku na shiku ukimake noise, umeshikwa tena ukifanya nini, but the following day you'll wake up.
You have to wake up and things move and things run.
Unajua, at times we have conversations and we say that schools, I've had this conversation on TET at some point, and there was this point that came across
to some podcast.
Ati institutions ni kama zinatucolonize, unanipata? But again, on the flip side, unakama una realize without that we would all be rogue.
It's true.
Ati hiyo kampuni, ati sasa I'm having a bad day, so you call in and say I'm not showing up. Nani atafanya kile unafaa kufanya? If you have someone who can replace you at that moment, pia anasema I'm having a bad day.
Then you wote amko.
Haita run.
It can't.
You realize that what schools did was to actually show us the way. This is how you're supposed to run your life, basically. Institutionalize yourself.
Yes.
That regardless, nitaamka nitafanya hivi. Vitu zi flow. So you find yourself, you're in class, you're absent-minded, but you know, lazima utafanyia assignment.
Yeah.
You'll do it complaining.
Yes, but you will do it anyway.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it, there are repercussions.
Games, utaenda ndo mshinde. Tizi mlikuwa mnaenda. Tizi tulikuwa tunaenda kila time. Do you know the other school?
Yeah.
Wako grau hii time. And if we don't do the training well, tutaibishwa, mtapigwa.
Yeah.
And
it's not a good.
Look at high performance athletes, the boxers, the sprinters, Kino Manyala. You're like, what makes me think that my life is more complicated than his? In fact, his seems to be more complicated. There's a lot of pressure on his mind. You want to be at the top kila time. Wase ucheza sports. Man, I really look up to athletes. Hata ukiangalia life yangu, mimi sema tu mimi ni athlete yani. Napenda tu kwa hiyo main space ya whatever I'm doing, hata kama ni hiyo job, mimi ni athlete.
For you, by the inakuanga kama ni hivi, I want it to be consistent. And I mean, by the time somebody is achieving whatever they're achieving, like our high athletes, me also, I look up to guys who work out and guys who show up. Ukienda kwa Insta yangu, like,
hata zile nitumia.
Yeah, it's the guys who show up and work out regardless.
At the end of the day, and hata ukiangalia hata in life, the guys who unajua unapatananga hivi na gym bro wako, unaona tu vile amebulk. You know, it's usually like there's usually this shame on you feeling. Look at you. Ungekuwa unatoshana hivi sasa hivi.
And it's the worst. The worst
unakosa kufanya.
feeling.
Why is it so hard to take the first step? Even with mom, I noticed something with mom. Mom always tells me, don't stay idle.
Do something.
Especially in those moments when you are stressed out, when you're feeling burnt out, show up. Have you ever noticed it's really hard for mom to just go sleep on the couch mostly? Anajipeanga tu shughuli. Shughuli tu tudogo. Ako pale.
Atafute tu kitu ya kufanya.
At times ako shamba on the weekend, you're like, you've had a busy week from Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
It's Saturday. Come to chill. She's like, because she knows she'll be overwhelmed the moment she stays there for a whole day. Mashida zake tu. It reminds me kuna time nilienda kwa shosho on a Saturday. Tukapiga story sana. She was not able to do anything. Jioni alikuwa distraught, sijui muona hivi.
Because now she feels like
she's like, mimi hapana. Ilibia changamki hiyo masaa ya jioni. na by the time we were going to sleep ulikuwa na
ako
asha
sawa
snap
sasa.
back.
I think one thing that I know okay, ulikuwa umeuliza why is it so hard to take the first step.
Juu mtu ujua after hapa nikishafanya hivi niko sorted. Kama hiyo ni yangu scenario yangu ya leo, the moment tu nilianza somehow what are energies
the mind and the brain. And I think it's scientifically proven because there's a podcast I listened to, sikumbuki details vizuri, but walikuwa nasema at times you need to trick your brain, like you can't always be listening to what your brain ama your mind is telling you. Ati sasa leo sisikii kufanya kitu so sitafanya. So walikuwa nasema you need to just trick your brain into, unaona sasa kama hiyo you're not feeling like doing something, then you wake up and you dress up, it sends some signal to your brain. Kidogo kidogo tu inaanza tu kuadjust. No wonder eventually when you're done ni kama ushaingia kwa system. Na ni kama hata with working out tukifanyanga warm ups and the cool downs, we always count from 10, 9, not 1, 8. 2, 3. It's 10, 9, 8. It does something to the brain. And so walikuwa nasema at times you just need to confuse your brain kidogo. Like you can't always trust how you feel to go with what you feel and do what you feel.
You'll always go for the comfortable end.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a book I read some time back. Ilikuwa inasema world class begins when you get out of your comfort zone. And you look at it inakwanga ukweli. The moment you just push yourself more, hapo ndo results zinaanza kukaa. You learn more, you make more improvements, nini. Hata working out inakwanga the same.
Yeah.
Nili notice na vocals ni the same. Yani kila kitu. Hakuna area ukishalegeza ni hiyo. And people are out there giving their all.
Yeah. Some of us are here sitting complaining.
You wake up, una feel I'm having a bad day, then you're like, it's a bad day. I think the moment you crack that nut of just getting out of bed, regardless of how you're feeling, it's like we've been conditioned at times. Somehow we've conditioned ourselves to just show up when things are good, and then we forget that the conditions will not always be in our favor.
No. And things may not
kuna siku napanga yani kila kitu
work out vile tunataka.
Utegwe ndoki chimwagilie kahawa before utoke. Ucheche utembee kwa barabara utegwe.
Unaangusha vitu.
Unaenda kwa basi ndio hiyo maji water bottles sijui imefanya nini. By the time unaambiwa good morning ya kwanza na mwenye unapata ndani kidogo ulash out for nothing. You hold yourself.
Like unakasirikia mtu.
Sasa tu unachangamkaje hivi asubuhi. Shida ni wewe, shida si mwenye amechangama.
It's true.
But getting through bad days. Hata mimi vile tu nimesema I'm not in a position where I can say that I've cracked it. But I'm trying to, one day at a time. Just showing up. Nikicrack hiyo ya that I won't be happy ama anything. But nikicrack hiyo ni ya this is the routine.
Yeah.
Mimi ile time nimeinstitutionalize vizuri. Vitu zi work for me. Hata una notice unaonanga you can even tell. Mimi nita complain for hours on end lakini nafanya kile na nikangoma na stop. Hiki nakuwa unaenda job. Watu seniors wote hakuna mtu kwa batuna
you're doing it.
Una submit kila kitu
you're doing it regardless. So hata mimi I have promised myself. Kuna zile vitu I know. Kuna zile vitu nikifanya they just make me feel good and content. So ni kama job ni sawa because job I show up. Job ni
inakuanga guaranteed. Ni ngumu sana.
Ngumu sana. So now when it comes to my life set ni vitu technical, very complex, just the basics. It's like okay, what are these things that matter to me na lazima nizifanye. So tuseme kama one of the things that I'm trying to do is hiyo tu routine. Like just having that routine hiyo ya umetoka job, hiyo tu ya ku calm down, ease in, decompress. Yeah, that's the word. Decompress. So I need to do that every day. Yeah. Ingine which I'm really struggling, journaling. Is it journaling? Nivo.
Inakuanga.
Journaling. Hiyo, that one naweza taka kuhack. I'm struggling but I'm trying.
At some point into boeka kwa zile sasa document life yangu
yani. Sasa si wewe uko consistent.
You at least you
plan your day. You plan your day every single day.
I need to have a to-do list. It keeps me. Alafu hiyo moment ya jioni kutik, umemanage, zile siku unapata ticks kwa unaenda kulala, you're like
good.
Look, it's usually like it's weird. It's like a competition with yourself ama with nature. Unapata ngata na jiambia leo hujanipata. Then it's not like it's something competitive. Kesho tena
I need to do the same.
Na leo umenipata. It's like conversations you have with yourself. At times ukanipata nikitiki ile nini unapatanga. Yani
una smile peke
yako. Hata sitakangi mtu aniangalie sana kitu unapatanga. At times na click tu. Yani unaweza niona tu nimeifungua. Nini huyu? Kumbe ni
so nikaweza kuhack hiyo. Like just having like a to-do list. That one to-do list and journaling, that one would be great. Another one is I know there is work, but also what am I doing to kuongeza my knowledge about general stuff. So ni kumaanisha like every day napitia ka business daily kidogo to see what's happening, to be able to understand even my career even more, not from the aspect ya job or anything, kuweza tu kuelewa what's happening. So when I do those things I know for sure, because hata nikifanya job na nifanye job aje vizuri aje, and I don't do these things for myself, like working out also is part of that thing. I will always feel bad.
There's always a void.
I will always feel bad
because kule unajonga you're showing up for an organization. Yes, not your skill set, una build skill set, but you still need to do things that make you feel kama ni watching an episode, hata kama ni making a smoothie, you know, it's different for every person. Hata kama ni ka jioni, because the people who take evening walks seriously. Kuna mtu ni akuja change anything too that makes you feel,
that makes you connect with yourself. Kama tu just having like a moment of silence just for you, time for you. So I think for me sasa nimeweza ku-identify these are the things, these are my priorities, and I know for sure nikizifanya nitakuwa poa,
uko sorted,
I'll be good. Najua kidogo nikuambia we take a break.
Uliniambia before kwa zile za wajabilizo breaks zinakuanga comfortable. Yani you know sasa imagine time tunakuanga tumeshedule ya kushoot. Sasa unaweza surf the internet, unaweza lala, unaweza fanya tu kitu, unaweza add another, yani inakuanga comfort si mbaya. Hakuna mtu apendi comfort, lakini sasa hii comfort unaona ni kama you don't really push yourself to exceed your limits, yani uko tu.
Na najua hata mtu anajuanga when now you're just like it's not like there's something critical yenye ime happen yenye you just want to take a break. Najuanga saa zile wewe mwenyewe you just need to push through, kwa sababu I felt that, but I was like sasa hata nitakwambia ni reason gani?
Hakuna excuse.
There's no excuse. Ni ile tu you just feeling like maybe we do a break. Imposter syndrome ikikikin pia, it's like why
check out the views, why am I even
do this stuff? Is it really that important? But pia sasa hapo ndipo accountability partner anakujia. Because I knew you would ask kwa nini hautakuwa like sasa, but pia ina dependingi umeikuwa kwa situation yenye you don't want to do something. I have a friend a friend at work inakuanga, you know you need to do something, hii kitu deadline iko hii time tuifanye, like saizi siko kwa hiyo mood, na yako like hata mimi siko kwa hiyo, tusifanye, tutafanya.
Accountability partner inaendanga both ways. Unakumbuka ile time tulikuwa tunaenda gym pamoja, so unapata ile time hatutaki kwenda, mtu akisikia alamu wa kwanza anaisnuza ndio unaweza kusikia kama utaniamsha ama vice versa. Alafu sasa baadaye we put the blame on each other.
Wewe
Sasa mbona hukuniamsha?
Wewe hukusema
Ulisikia
kitu.
alarm lakini nikono uamke nikaamua siam. Inakuanga mbaji na kuanga ile ati kama uendi si.
Unakuanga hivi. Aki asiseme tu tufanye.
Unasikia mtu ajaamka na umesikia hata umwambiange amko uzime alarm. Unajifunika sasa. Unajiekelea pillow.
So it goes both ways, but it comes through. Unaona time kama hii. Because I can tell you for a fact, I was not psyched up for today.
For this episode, I was. But iyo, like, there's something also, an accountability partner that does. And if your energies are not matching, otherwise.
Yeah. If your energies are not matching.
Imagine if nilikuwa off, then you're like to shoot. Mimi sisikii kushoot. Hata
mimi sisikii.
Acha tu shoot. Kama si tu break wiki moja wewe inakuanga mbaya. But all in all, ukiangalia hii conversation yote mali tu tumeshinda tukizunguka history ya bad days. It's just accepting that these bad days ziko.
They're there.
Again, back to ile book ya Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. There's a chapter that said, be grateful on your good days and be graceful on your bad days.
Be grateful
on your good days and be graceful
on your bad days. Okay.
Just give yourself that grace. Ni sawa, conditions will never be perfect. But the same way the good days did not last,
it's the same way these bad days will not last.
It's just that when you're going the bad days ama the bad week, inakanga tu ni kama sasa maisha yako tu ni.
It feels like
it's like you're doomed.
It's never ending and it's a spiral. But inaishanga.
Na tukiangalia tu nini yote inarudi tu back to the first point we made, the first serious point we made.
Yeah.
The first step, taking the first step.
Take the first step, yeah.
I know I'm feeling off, but twende tu.
Do it. Do it.
Enda ifanye for 5 minutes, achana na it always works. Hata with the dishes ile things zimepile unajipatanga kikombe. The time unafika kwa sahani ya 3.
Yeah.
Hata ujiwange uko kwa hela unapatanga tu umemaliza kwa zile za sasa ndio kilikuwa inanisumbua.
So ni hiyo tu tuache kukua comfortable and we just push ourselves kidogo. To just do what you know you need to do.
Your first step, hiyo tu kuamua twende.
And it's the hardest, but it's always rewarding. I always say at a gym, kama utaki kwenda na uende. But like the feeling afterwards, so good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy I did it.
And also because the feeling does not come kila time, maybe a week later. When looking back, sasa you're like, hey, I did it 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sasa ina.
Congratulations.
Itangwa delayed gratification.
Oh yeah, delayed gratification.
But guys.
The bad days.
How do you deal with your bad days? How do you get through your bad days? Your bad weeks, your bad months. Unajua kuna mwezi utaraza mtu.
At times you extend.
You're like, day 1, day 2, day 3 up to day 31 ama day 30. You're like,
no, that's too much.
Kuna zile kuna period inapiganga mtu.
Kuna zile you extend.
Yani una slip back tu kidogo na nile time uko around people. But when you're alone, it's like a kamini depression.
Oh yeah.
Another thing I noticed, there's something about silence. Just being alone. Hiyo time if you're having like a bad week ama nini. Just that silence, then you just look for something to do. Maybe atakunja tungu. Just put something in order. The silliest of things, yeah.
For me,
ama just hiyo silence ama maybe just listen to music ni kama pia
inasaidianga
ina kurudisha factory settings.
I think for me your silence when also you're not distracted. You know, you could be silent but you're distracted. Yeah. I don't know whether that makes sense.
It does.
But you're kujitoa, and which is something I also want to be having. Hiyo tu kujitoa, sitting with your thoughts. I think the word is sitting with your thoughts. It does help. Emi kwanza when I do the dishes, you know, usifikiriangi.
Hiyo moment hata iko tu 30 minutes ama kwanza ukapata a solid hour.
Yeah.
A solid hour of just si ati ufikiri but uko tu uko at peace, yani uko calm.
Yeah.
It also does something unapatanga ukitoka hapo ni kama imeamsha the inner beast
and it gives you clarity. For me this week nimetafuta like 2 days, 2 separate days. I've tried to look for that silence. And it's like the universe will speak to you. Cause ni ile tu unatry kujiuliza, Fury, what's up? Ni nini? You know, just having a conversation with yourself. And nimepata clarity. Like I know a few things. Sikuwa najua what was up. You're like, okay, yeah, maybe it's that. Or maybe it's that. So it does something.
Yeah. Basically, tumeona taking the first step, hiyo tu ya kutoka.
Take the first step. Do what you need to do. Like kama hiyo, like dressing up. I know that works for a lot of people. It works for me also.
And the shower pia.
And the shower. Take a shower. Yeah. Kwani
unajua unaweza dress up hivyo?
Can you?
Yeah, you can. You can.
Okay.
Uko na cologne, uko na roll-on. It's possible. Why? It is. Sijasema chifanya hivyo. Nimesema tu it's possible.
Take a shower. Take a shower. Dress
hata on weekends. Kwanza on weekends ile tumajoindi mahali unajua unaweza kosa kushower. Take a shower even on weekends. It does something to your mind.
Yeah, it does something to your mind.
First step, the silence.
Silence works. Sit with your thoughts for a minute. You know, it's interesting. Siku hizi unajipatanga like, and you have mastered that art of sitting in silence. Just kuna times weekend tumekaa na this guy and there's nothing on, there's no music, the TV is not on, it's not like we are listening to anything, and I'm like,
I feel weird.
It's weird, but then like it's the most freeing thing also.
Silence always does the thing for me. For some reason, it always works.
Na mimi like
unakaa tu na thoughts zako ziwanda. Nenda ni kama tu kila kitu wako na kama sasa unajipea solutions wewe mwenyewe. Remember, you're not thinking, umeacha tu mind yako hii.
Your mind is just wewe uko tu. And hata kwa hiyo silence, what did I want to say? Okay, nimepotea. But yeah,
basically you're taking the first step, silence, ama music, whatever works for you. Whether it's the silence, ama you want something loud, just put on music. Get your headphones, kiza, anything to get you out of that space.
Yeah.
There are times we are told to let ourselves be in those spaces, but ukijiachili, you need to find a distraction at times. It can really overwhelm you. Kwani kifanya kazi na kuanga nini distraction. So unapatanga the moment we just start maybe like organizing the room. By the time unamaliza unapatanga basically only distraction. Yes, zinakupiga but you're doing something to like counter it. Tukiacha tena ziko overwhelm.
It can be too much.
The inners is usually brutal.
I nimekumbuka what I wanted to say. In the silence, whatever is stuck is in your subconscious always finds a way to come out.
Yeah.
Na mara mingi zile vitu zinatusumbua zinakuanga stuck. It's not like at times you're actively thinking about them, but at times they're stuck somewhere in your subconscious. Haziko very outright. So the moment you sit in silence, or the moment you're doing whatever it does that puts you at ease, hizo thoughts zitakuja, then you'll be able to get clarity.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
How do you deal with your bad days?
How do you do it? I don't know. Tell us. And tumekuwa tukipata feedback. I was watching your latest episode of the Awesome Twosome podcast. Because I mentioned you got feedback on that end. Then I was like, what a coincidence, because this week I've also been receiving feedback about P&S, which we really appreciate. Feedback nasemanga, the fact that mtu amekuja amekuambia something, be it positive or be it negative, but ameipata in himself to tell you something. I think it's always really amazing. It's amazing.
Feedback, whether good or bad, inasaidianga sana.
And even just the openness for somebody to just, because unajua, I mean, how many times do you find even good content and you don't even comment?
Yeah, you just enjoy it, like, and
You enjoy and unasonga. Nakumbuka kuna time Shrek aliwatch kitu, he was watching something on his phone, hey, akacheka, and I'm like, come on, I hit, because we were watching together, I hit the like button. I'm like, I mean, this thing made you happy, come on, give people their flowers, appreciate, like,
yeah,
you know, like how often do we not, you enjoy something and you don't comment or something.
true.
Yeah, so anytime we get feedback, it's amazing, and thank you so much for the feedback. Tunaendelea tu tukigrow.
Yeah.
And let us know how you deal with your bad days, because it is part of life. I don't think itakuwa tu, we just have to deal.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. No.
Yeah, true. Bad days zitaishi kwa.
Yeah, bad days are there.
Yeah, but anyway, we are on Instagram. We got up some all social media platforms. We are on Instagram.
Yes.
Purity Shula. What? Anything else?
No.
I think we've had a good rant.
I feel good.
Ilikuwa ni kama therapy session.
I feel good.
Rant.
I feel good. And hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, remember to like, share, subscribe, and we are going to see you on the next one.
Sayonara.